All right, there we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. I just had myself muted, and so I was talking to myself there just briefly, but it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock sharp. Beautiful morning, in fact, here in San Diego. It's a Santa Ana, so it's a clear blue sky, and I'm about a mile from the beach, and it's already 70-ish. I think it's going to be a nice day. Welcome to the webinar. We're going to talk about how to load your boat with short sale listings. And if you don't have a bunch of short sale listings left in your market, doesn't matter. Stick around, because what I'm going to share with you, well, put it this way. If you're interested in listing divorce, right, or probate, or expireds, or FSBOs, or seniors who are looking to downsize and move into a retired, like an assisted care facility or a 55-plus active adult community, a lot of business like that out there right now. Right, referrals, how to orchestrate referrals. Stick around, because we're going to cover all that stuff. But we're going to focus on loading your boat with short sale listings right now. And notice what I just said. I said, if you're interested in listing properties, like people who are getting a divorce, and then I said FSBOs and expireds, we're all familiar with those. And then I said probates, right? And then I said senior sellers who are looking to downsize. So I didn't just say listings, I said specific niche markets, right? And you know as well as I do that now the riches are in the niches, right? If you want to go list 1-2 properties a week for not money, it's not you have to spend a bunch of money. I'm not talking about buying stuff, right? Like you guys can go over to Trulia or spend $800 or $900 a month and you could buy a bunch of buyer business, right? Or you could just go spend a bunch of money on mail and stuff like that and maybe get a listing, right? You could go buy business like that, or you could go get it, right? You don't have to buy it, right? So I'm going to show you guys, in fact, what I'm going to do over here is I had this open for a reason, and the reason is I was just looking at my Facebook page over here on the Short Sale Coaching Club on Facebook, because I posted an email this morning from an agent. His name is Jeff Casio. He's an agent that I've been working with for a little while, and it starts this conversation perfectly. The conversation that we're going to have right now about getting short sale listings, because I'm going to show you guys how to go load your boat with short sale listings on a shoestring budget, right? It's not about spending money, and it's not about, do I need to hire Joe Stumpf, Craig Proctor, Brian Buffini, Howard Britton, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry? Do I need to pay for CDPE program 3648? Do I need to go hook up with Reticulous? Do I need to go spend money on Zillow, Realtor.com? No. Put your credit card in your pocket, and we're going to talk about how to just leverage what you have every month, whether you have money or not, whether you have resources or not, how to leverage what you have every month to bring in listings every month and change your reality and change the rest of your real estate career. Like the trajectory that your career has been on, we can change it today by changing the station between our ears, the conversation we have about real estate. And that's what I hope to do for you guys today. By the way, how's that for just getting started 3 minutes into this thing? My name is Chris Silveda. I'm the founder of Simple Listing Solutions, and you can find me at simplelistingsolutions.com, right? And if you'd like to talk to me, you can do that. You can call me up, and I'd be happy to talk to you. And you can go Google us and Google me, and you can do your due diligence like a real estate professional ought to, and you could learn all kinds of things. In fact, if you came over here, you'd see that these realtors, you could see their last names, and you'd look at this guy like Adam Manconi with Sotheby's in Santa Rosa, California. You might call him up and say, hey, is all this stuff true? Right? I make it easy for you to do your due diligence research because I believe in it. So let's go back to my short sale Facebook page here for a minute, and let me just share this email with you. He wrote, hey, Chris, I'm just door knocking all the NODs in my area, 2 cities. I had 19 doors to hit, and I got 1 so far. I'm promoting foreclosure prevention. I sent some mailers. I'm only hitting 1 lien properties with 1 loan, and I'm using RedX to stay on top of the NODs in case it gets listed. Now, if you're in Florida on the East Coast, when he says NODs, he's talking about list pendants. Okay. So he says, I'm using 4 sheets of paper. 1 is the letter that you shared, a list of government or state-funded programs, and I'm offering contingency plans. He put that in quotes because I've given him some language to use at the front door that's helping him. And he wrote, to avoid foreclosure, information on short sales, and my fighting foreclosure, get my free card too altogether. Or get my free, get my book free card. You'll see. It says, I spoke directly to them. If not, I was simply leaving the flyer stapled with your magic business card. Now I changed it up. This past week, I started to use a UPS legal envelope like Rick G's. Anyway, you guys check it out. What did he close this with? Just trying new stuff, but trying to get consistent. This is the second listing. I got another one last month too, right? So this is his second listing this month. He's just outdoor knocking, right? He's a fairly new agent, Jeff, and he's in California. I believe Jeff's in California, right? So probably a pretty decent price point, right? So that, if you're doing 2 listings a month here in Southern California, let's say your average price point is going to be at least 400,000, probably 550 or more, right? That's a nice little business. He's not spending any money to go out and do this, right? But I'm going to show you guys how to crank it up. Okay, so you know me now. I'm Chris Slaveda. I'm also a realtor, just like you, and I'm the founder of Simple Listing Solutions. And before I began my real estate career 10 years ago, I traveled the country for a good 8 years with one of the top national trainers. Great guy. If you guys don't know Joe Stumpf over at By Referral Only, you might want to. He's a #1 dialogue skills coach on the planet for real estate. Brian Buffini comes out of Joe's big sort of tent. Top trainer. Sold him a couple $1 million homes when I got my license. Great employer, great trainer. And I met tens of thousands of realtors flying around the country with Joe. Training agents on systems on how to go get listings. And I'm going to share with you guys some stuff today that's going to work for you too. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my website over here at Simple Listing Solutions, and I'm going to open up this little PowerPoint presentation, and we're just going to walk through this thing from the very beginning. Okay, so right now we're just having a realtor-to-realtor prospecting marketing conversation. I've got a cup of coffee here in front of me. It's a Starbucks decaf espresso. And so let's talk about getting listings. Now, the 4 keys to guaranteed success in real estate, it's not a hope, it's guaranteed. If you use these keys, you follow this map, it'll get you there, right? Number 1, it's your habits. First and foremost, it's not your IQ, it's not your marketing budget, it's not the number of relationships you have, it's not you were born with a silver spoon or you weren't, it's none of that stuff, right? It's your habits. Everything is habit forming, by the way. So make sure that what you do is what you want to be doing in this life, right? Because everything is habit forming. So habits, the difference between top producers and everybody else, habits. That's the number 1 difference, is their habits, right? And then number 2, and does habits require money? No. It just requires, changing the way you be, oftentimes. Okay, and that's hard. It's harder than spending money. Changing, by the way, changing a habit and changing the way you be is harder than spending money. A lot of people would rather just spend money. Can't I just write you a check? No, you got to change your habits. Sorry, it's not that easy, right? Number 2, your words. What message are you broadcasting as a real estate professional? That's how you bring home the meat. That's how you feed yourself. That's how you feed your family. That's how you keep a roof over your head, make your car payment, pay for your cell phone, MLS fees, all that stuff. Right? As a real estate professional, it's critical that you have good habits and that you're broadcasting a message that's appropriate to the time, right, and to the people in front of you, and that you're putting people in front of you. And so if you want short sale listings, what's your message? If it's the same as everybody else, hey, I can help you avoid foreclosure, that's a commodities message. That's the message of the masses, and it doesn't get heard. So your message is critical, right? Your habits, and then the message that you broadcast, and otherwise known as your unique service offer, right? And if you have a message for FSBOs and a message for expireds, a message for people who are going through divorce and have real estate assets that they need to split up, a message for senior sellers who currently live in a 2-story home that's just gotten to be too much for them and they need to downsize into a smaller home or do an assisted care facility, you need to have a specific message to those specific people. That's called working the niches. And we already know that the riches are in the niches, not a mass mail, right? Specific message to specific people. Like Rick Geese with Remax out in Macomb County, Michigan, right? He sits down, he sends 11 letters, 11, right? You can almost count them on 2 hands, like 2 hands and 1 toe. 11 letters and gets 2 listings, right? So many agents say, I sent 2,000 postcards out and I didn't get a thing. Really, Rick sent 11 letters and got 2 listings. Right? Because the riches are in the niches. And 11 letters doesn't cost very much to send, does it? You could just print them up at your house and send them out. Okay, so your words. Number 1, your habits. Number 2, your words. What are you broadcasting? Right? Think about get out of real estate and get into the broadcasting business. Come up with a real good, unique service offer and just figure out different ways to broadcast it. And real estate will just come to you. You won't need to worry about that. Okay. Number 3 is leverage. learning to use leverage. Right. If you were alone on an island for the rest of your life, sorry, nobody's coming to help you, but there's food on this island. If you work, if you go look for it, there's fish to be caught and bananas to be picked and things like that, but you got to go work for it. There's a well somewhere on the island, there's a water, so you got to go look for it. Right. Some people would just die. Some people would survive. Some people would survive barely, and some people would come to survive pretty darn well because they'd learn how to leverage things. Like they'd make tools. They'd make things easier, right? Leverage. So where's the leverage in your business? I'm going to give you an example. There's an agent that I was recently talking to, a Remax guy from San Antonio, Texas. Turns out he owns 2 Jiffy Lubes, and they run themselves, right? He used to be a big top producer, and when the market took a nosedive, he got out of real estate and bought a couple Jiffy Lube franchises. Right now the market's going hot again. He wants to get back into real estate and says, what do I do? Well, leverage. Why don't, since you own 2 Jiffy Lubes and you're in San Antonio and half the city is seniors, right? Why don't you become certified, a CRESA certified agent? What's that? Don't worry about it. I'll give it to you. It stands for, what is this, CRESA? Certified Real Estate Senior Advisor. Okay, we'll make you a CRESA certified agent, and what you're going to do is every other Sunday you're going to have Senior Sunday. Come on and you get your free oil change, right? And they're going to meet you. You're going to hand them your newsletter and have donuts and hot chocolate, and you're going to start listing their homes. Right. Leverage. He couldn't wait to get off the phone with me to go do that. Right. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to leverage your inventory. The purpose of a listing is to get another one. So if I show you how to get one, okay, here, this is going to go get you a listing. Now you've got to take that listing and turn it into another one, or you're not leveraging your inventory. And you don't have to do that 100% of the time, but that's the goal. Right. And then the fourth thing is, and this is more critical than you might think, it's having a noble selling purpose. If you're just in this business to make money, people can smell it and they don't want to work with you, right? They can smell your commission breath down the block, right? But if you're in the business to help people, right, and help yourself, but help people in the process. Hey, I'm going to make this a fair exchange. I've got some great resources, some knowledge, and I can help you guys. I'm going to work hard to do that to help you guys achieve your goals, right? The people can smell that too. Right. So real simple, good strong habits, right? Good dialogue skills, having a unique service offer, and then learning to leverage your inventory, leverage your relationships, your past clients, your friends, your center of influence smartly, easily, right? And then having a noble selling purpose, being in this business to help people. Those are the 4 key ingredients to really doing well. And notice, I didn't say you needed Joe Stumpf, Craig Proctor, Brian Buffini, Howard Britton, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, CDPE, none of that. Yeah, I didn't say that. You just needed those 4 things, and you can make a phenomenal real estate career. Now, how to get listings. Let's talk about that. I'm going to show you how simple, right? I'm going to show you how simple and cost-effective methods, right, executed with a high level of proficiency. That's what you need to be, highly proficient. Right? Driven by strong habits and right thinking, builds solid 6-figure practices, right? Every time. You don't need trainers and boxes full of tapes and workbooks and audio. Watch my 97 days of video training and here's a 2,000-page workbook. You don't need it, right? You don't need it, right? And I'm going to show you how. So you've got everything you need. When you were born on this planet, God equipped you with everything you need to thrive. You did. I'm telling you, you can. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so you got to select your target market. And I began this conversation by showing you guys how the riches are in the niches. Go after divorce, go after probate, go after FSBO, go after expired, go after short sale, but know what you're going after, know what you're going to say to them. Otherwise, you're not going to get them. Okay, so select your target market. And these are all different target markets. Right. I have center of influence down there in red. I highlighted that in red because your center of influence, you have to go. If you're not going after them, you're committing it's criminal. It's criminal, that kind of behavior, to be in real estate and not be sending a newsletter and monthly communications to the people who know you and like you and trust you, including your past clients. It's kind of like I say it with love in my heart, but it's like criminally stupid. It's like the bank robber who robs a bank and leaves his wallet on the counter when he runs out. Oh, that's nice. The police are waiting for you at your house when you get there. To be in real estate and have past clients and people in your county who are adults who have jobs and own homes and know other homeowners, and not be sending a newsletter to them in the mail, not email. That's a cheap escape. In the mail every month. And contacting those people. Right, and reminding them, hey, I'm in real estate. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. It's kind of like the bank robber who leaves his wallet in the bank. And I can't tell you how many realtors do it, but don't you do it. Okay. So we're going to talk about short sales. So we're not going to talk about center of influence so much, but what I want you to know is this. I'm going to show you some systems for getting 2 listings a week, right? That's 8 a month. That's a phenomenal business, right? But listen, if you want a listing-based business, you've got to get out of real estate and you've got to become an expert at human relationship. Okay, if you want a bunch of buyer leads to overwhelm you and bury you that you got to work through to figure out which ones are going to buy this year, you want to go to a brokerage with a broker. Hey, I'm going to give you buyer leads. Great, here you go. That's no career. That's $6 an hour, right? You don't want that, but you can get those from the internet all day long. But if you want listings, and I know you do, those come from relationships, right? Those don't come from, oh, I've got SEO. Good. What does that mean? Strangers are going to find you through Google and look at your website and say, hey, you're the agent to list my house. That doesn't happen very often. It does, but not very often, right? And since it doesn't happen very often, no matter how good your SEO is, right, why focus on that? Why don't you focus on the area of what happens all the time? That's what we're going to talk about today. So if you want a listing-based business, get out of real estate and become an expert at human relationships. Relate with your farm. Knock on their door and hand them something saying, look what sold in this neighborhood in the last 90 days. Check it out. Oh, relate with your center of influence. Send them a newsletter, and when they open it up, have a handwritten note that falls out and says, hey, by the way, I got a bunch of buyers right now. If you know somebody that wants to sell, I bet I got a buyer for their house. Let's connect, right? Relate with underwater owners. Hey, listen, I can help you guys avoid foreclosure and stay in this house and save your house. If my services are free, why wouldn't you talk to me? Right? Relate with expired listings. Listen, I know you had your home on the market and it didn't sell. That's got to be frustrating. You want to see everybody else in the neighborhood that's happened to in the last year? You'll be shocked to discover that some of them relisted with another brokerage and sold at a higher list price. Can I send you this report? It's free. Right. Relate with FSBOs. Hey, do you know about my free seller assist program? I can help you guys get this home sold for top dollar and it's not going to cost you a nickel. What? Relate with probates. Hey, I've got 2 different ways to get your probate property sold. I can get it sold in the next 24 hours for you if you'd like, right? Or I can get you top dollar, but I specialize in working with probate people. Relate with divorce, right? I'm a real estate divorce advisor, and having somebody like me on your team, if you're going through divorce, right, and you've got real estate assets that need to be split, it's critical. Really? Why? Well, let me tell you, right? So you've got to have a message depending on who you're talking to, right? And that goes to dialogue. Remember I said skill number 1, key number 1 is habit. Key number 2 is dialogue in your unique service offer. And so I said get out of real estate and get into the broadcasting business and broadcast your unique service offer to your selected target markets, right? What's your unique service offer for divorce people? I'm going to give you one for short sales. Right. So again, what's your unique service offer? What's that message? And how are you going to broadcast it? Because if you had a bunch of money, you could say, I'm going to run TV commercials. Really? Okay. I'm going to run radio. I'm going to do billboards. I'm going to do mail, postcards, door hangers, letters, notes at the door, telemarketing, internet. There's all things you could do to broadcast your message. You could have a plane fly up and down the coast dragging a banner. Right. What are you going to do to broadcast your unique service offer? Well, as the CEO of you've got to figure that out. And so you got to think, hey, I don't want to spend a bunch of money doing it, and I want the most effective method, right? So let's talk about that. The good news is it's simple. It's simple. It just requires habits. It doesn't require throwing a bunch of money. It just requires you being professional and having good habits. And listen, I'm a professional, and I've got good habits, but sometimes my habits aren't good. I relate. We all know what it's like to have to step up to the plate. Right. we're going to talk about our newsletter. We're going to talk about some of this stuff here too in a minute, but I'm going to skip past some of this stuff for a minute. Right. And I'm going to skip past this Craigslist ad, although I'm going to stop right here for 1 second. Right. This is a Craigslist ad advertising a rental property. And the reason I'm going to show you this is because I'm going to tie it to something here in a moment. Craigslist is free, by the way, right? So this says 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1-year lease, $2,200 per month. Right, and then it says, can't get your loan modified, don't qualify for HARP 2.0 refinance, discover how I help people stay in their underwater home as long as possible with no foreclosure and get a fresh start with relocation assistance cash. Click here for more information. Right, so this ad is run in the rentals section of Craigslist. Why would you put it in rentals section? Well, because if somebody's going to have their home foreclosed on, they might be looking for a rental. right? So if I'm going to find my short sale prospects out there on Craigslist because it's free, I would probably find them over in the rental area. But how would I put an ad in the rental area that wouldn't get flagged? It'd have to be an ad for a rental, right? It doesn't have to be my rental, but it'd have to be an ad for a rental, right? And then when people click on that ad, it would have to take them to some place that would actually really capture them and make them like pick up the phone and call for help, for free help, right? You could do that. You could do that. So in 2013, and actually, look, we're approaching 2014 here in 2 months. So let's talk about 2014 business plan, right? But I want you to think not only 2014, 2015, 2016, as long as you're in real estate, think in terms of 2 groups, strangers and non-strangers, right? The non-strangers, center of influence. I think about them like an apple orchard. See, every person I know, I think of them as an apple tree, right? Like Tom the tree. Up in Tom's tree branches, there's a bunch of apples. And those are all the people that Tom knows that I don't know, right? So Tom is not just Tom. Tom has access to like 150 apples up in his tree. And I know out of those 150 apples, sometime in 2014, there's going to be a divorce, a probate, death in the family, move up, move out, something, right? And so I need Tom to be thinking about me and listening to those conversations in his branches all the time. And if I can do that, I'm a pretty good apple farmer. And if I build an apple orchard with 25 toms or 20 toms or 50 toms, and I get them all producing apples for me every month because I'm an apple farmer orchestrating referrals, right? Now I'm building a practice. Now I'm building a practice. And I'm doing that with the non-strangers. Now, if I want to go talk to strangers, I have to determine which ones I want to go talk to. Short sales, divorce, probate, which ones? Because I have to have the right message, right? So today we're going to talk about short sales, right? So in terms of strangers, who are you going to contact, right? We just covered that, so I'm going to skip past this. And how are you going to contact them? Again, door, phone, mail, newsletter. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the fastest, cheapest, most effective way to your next listing, A, is through your center of influence, and then B, it's to the door of a stranger. It's knocking on their door. Right? Like Jeff Cossio, I showed you that email. He's out knocking, walking, talking on NODs, right? It's the agents out there knocking on doors with the right dialogue, they're getting listings. And when people don't open the door, they leave a note. They know what to leave behind, right? Stick it in the crack of the door. They're not mailing. Why would they mail? They can knock on the door and get the person faster. And if they're not home, they can write a note right there at the door, stick it in the crack of the door, and move on to the next property. And then they can follow up at that property 4 times very easily. And if they don't get anything in that 4-time follow-up, they can just scratch it from their list. And if they do that every month, they're listing properties. I'll show you how it works here in a minute, right? But again, in 2014, think about you've got to go inject yourself into relationships. And yeah, I just looked down here out of my eye. I saw BNI and I saw Meetup, and I thought, you know what? I want to focus on this for a minute. If you don't know what Meetup is, check it out. Go online. Just go to meetup.com or meetup.org. You'll discover what Meetup is. It's a great way to meet a bunch of people that you don't know who like to do things that you do on weekends, right? New friends, new ways to plug in. BNI, that's Business Network International. That's like a networking group. So in 2014, think about groups you can plug into and really expanding your relationship and injecting yourself into brand new relationships and a bunch of them, right? And then as you inject yourself into those relationships, have your dialogue ready. Right? I'm going to show you what that looks like and how much easier it is than it sounds like, or than you might think. Right? So let's talk about this little system. Non-strangers. Here's how you're going to get at least a listing every month. Okay, at least one listing every month. Add up your past clients, your friends, your family, and others who know and like you. Okay, and how many have you got on your list in your county? Okay, 15, 25, 50, 100. You have got to build your apple orchard. Right? So system number 1 is build your list. Again, past clients, friends, family, people in and around your county, adult age, they've got jobs, right? And think about the most influential ones. Put them at the top of the list, right? The ones that know the most people, put them at the top of the list, right? The ones that like you the most, move them towards the top of the list. But you've got to build your list. Okay, that's going to be system step 1. Step 2 is ask yourself, how often will they hear from you? How many times per month? How many times per month is that list, however big it is, going to hear from you in 2014? Right? At least once. right? And how's that going to be? Well, I'd recommend a newsletter, right? And I'm going to show you some in a minute. There's some great ones out there. Joe Stumpf, by Referral Only, makes one. Craig Forte over at Service for Life makes one. I make one called the Welcome Mat. There's a bunch more on Google, right? So how many times are you going to contact your apple tree, your apple farm in 2014 in a month? 1 contact minimum. 2 would be better. 3 is sweet, right? If you know how to do it properly. And what you're going to start doing is orchestrating monthly referrals, right? So I'm going to suggest you guys, I'm going to cut to the chase. Go get yourself a newsletter. I'll show you how to get one killer that you can get paid for. You may have to pay for it, right? So what's the number one source of listings according to NAR? It's non-strangers. It's the non-strangers. It's referrals. The National Association of Realtors says that the number one source of listings for realtors across the country is referrals from their apple orchard. Past clients, friends, family, people who like them, know them, and trust them, right? That's the number one source. So let's crank it up with our apple orchard in 2014. Let's start communicating with them every month, right? So your A team makes up a group, and thinking in terms of groups is great, and here's why, right? Geographic farm area, that's a group. NODs, that's a group. Past clients, that's a group. And now you just need to create group messages, right? Oh, C team message, boom. B team message, boom. You can send it out, postcard, note, email, smoke signal, I don't care. But you got to have your message, right? Today we're going to talk about what's the short sale message, right? So pick your groups, right? When are they going to hear from you? What will they hear from you? And how will they hear from you? We've covered that. So here's a very simple system for generating orchestrating referrals every month, not waiting for them. Going out and buying a sticker that says, I love referrals, and sticking it on the back of your card and then praying is not a system. Right? That's not a system. I recommend praying. I don't know how far the heart thing that says, I love referrals will get you, though. Right? You need a system if you want to be productive and you want to be going on listing appointments. And so here's a powerful system that any agent can do, and it's very simple for getting new listings every single month. It's called deliver 3 purposeful communications, 3 purposeful, not, just whatever, purposeful communications to your A team every 30 days, right? And you can realistically expect 2 deals a month. Now, that's assuming that you've got 30 people on your list, all right? So it's really, I call it 3 to 30 every 30. That's the message, right? 3 purposeful communications to 30 people every 30 days is good for 2 deals a month. And so communication number 1, what I would do is I would send out on the 1st of the month, I'd send my newsletter, right? In the middle of the month, I'd send them a note. And sometime in that process, maybe towards the end of the month, I'd pick up the phone and I call them. It's only 30 people, right? 25 people. I get on the phone with them. What would I say? Well, it would be something purposeful. Hey, did you get the newsletter this month? What'd you think about How's things? Hey, listen, keep your eyes and ears peeled. It's springtime right now. People are going to be thinking about putting their home on the market, and I've got a bunch of buyers waiting to buy their house. Okay, yeah, we'll keep you in mind. Okay, good talking to you. Bye. Right? Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Bye. That's managing relationships. That's called I got 30 people in my little farm area here, and I really manage them. They hear from me 3 times a month, and this is the way I do it. And it's like if you think about those 30 people as like sheep, they produce fabulous milk and cream and cheese for you every month because you just take great care of them. Right? You're not the farmer who just throws them out in the pen and leaves. Yeah, how many sheep do you have? I don't know. When's the last time they fed? I don't know. What do they eat? I guess they eat whatever they find out. Oh, okay. Sometimes I go out there and throw some stuff over the fence. That doesn't work. Right? So, I like this story so far. Masterful communication, you guys, every one of you. Masterful communication, it's intentional and it's result-oriented, and it doesn't get lost. And if you want to be a top producer, you've got to have good habits, and I said you got to get into the broadcast business, broadcasting your unique service offer, whether it's at the door, through your mouth, or on a note, or over the phone, right? It's got to be good. Right? So your message can't get lost. You don't need to do this gimmicky stuff that I see like, oh, I'm going to make a CD about how to avoid foreclosure. I'm going to put it in a gift bag. I'm going to tie a balloon to the gift bag, and I'm going to wrap it up with some gift paper in there, and I'm going to go stick it on the front door of like all these houses that are, what? Why would you, what? I mean, I've seen that. And I think to myself, how much time and resources does the agent put into this whole big gimmicky thing? It's just a big waste of time, energy, and gimmick. It doesn't work. Go knock on the door. It doesn't cost you anything. It's immediate, right? If they're not there, you don't need to leave a 4-color high-gloss UV-coated brochure that outlines the 10 top options listed by the, they don't want that. They're going to throw that away anyway. You know what they won't throw away? A handwritten note shoved in the crack of the door. They're going to say, what the heck, who came by? And they're going to read it. Now, what you write on it determines what happens next, right? What you write on it determines what happens next. Now, you might be saying, hey, Chris, I'm not a door knocker. I'm never going to go do that. That's okay. There's a ton of value in this conversation that we're having, I think. And that's my intention, is to just give you guys. So just give. So when you leave, you can say, hey, I'm going to go make an investment in Chris's system and training, or I'm not. But either way, that was worth thousands of dollars, my time, right? Just that one idea. Okay. So check it out. Referrals are the most noted source of listing business nationwide. Door knocking, right, is the highly effective, right? It's the most effective method for immediately getting listings, right? If you know how to execute. You could just go out there and you can even flub it, not execute very well, and you're going to get listings if you're out there knocking on doors, talking to people. You could be handing out refrigerator magnets and pumpkin seeds and get listings. It works. It works, right? Or you can execute at a much higher level, and you could say, hey, I knocked on 19 doors and I got one listing, or I knocked on 50 and I got one listing. What's the difference? Somebody's executing better than the other person, right? So direct mail can work. But let me tell you guys something. Postcards, door hangers, letters, and stuff like that to strangers, it can work, but you got to know how to execute. Handwritten notes work better, and they're fast, and they're free. There's nothing faster and cheaper and freer than putting on your sneakers and grabbing a notepad and a pen and just, bam, hitting the road, right? Going to the house, oh, they're not there. I'm going to write a note right here, stick in the door. Boom. Right. And when you know what to write on the note, you'll call me up and you'll say things like, hey, Chris, I did just what you said. And guess what? I got like 9 houses down and my phone rang. And it was a person at one of the houses I just knocked. They read the note and they're like, hey, who are you? And I talked to them. And I'm like, hey, I'll walk back. I'll talk to you. And I'm listing their house next week. It happens all the time. So the internet, the internet can play a key role in getting short sale listings. You do want to have a website and squeeze pages, but it's not the ultimate fish trap, right? And in fact, the internet is not the fish trap. It's not where you catch them, right? You'll utilize it, and I'll show you how, but it's not so key as you might think. But I do want you to understand this. 10 out of 10 short sale salmon begin life as a loan modification minnow, right? Let me say that again. 10 out of 10 short sale salmon, the kind that will feed you and your family, they begin life as a loan mod minnow, right? Meaning they don't start out wanting to short sale their home. They want to save it. Right. And so if you're out there talking short sale, they're not listening to you. Right. But if you're out there talking about how to save it, now they're listening to you. Right. So what's your message? The broadcast, you want to broadcast a message with the most appeal. Right. Because you can convert loan modification minnows into short sale salmon pretty quickly just by feeding them nutrient-rich information, right, that makes them aware. Oh, I wasn't aware until I met you. Now I'm aware. I guess I'm not a loan mod minnow anymore. We need to do a short sale. Good thing you can help us. Yep, good thing I came along, made you guys aware. Right. But the only reason they listened to you is because you were talking about what they wanted to hear. Save their home. Right. And other things. Get $45,000 to short sell your home. Right. Relocation assistance, cash, avoid foreclosure, get paid, stay in your home as long as possible. That's the kind of language that appeals to people. Right. With the HARP 2.0 refi program, I was able to refi to today's low interest rates and cut my monthly payments almost in half. Right. Oh, that's interesting to people like that, loan mod minnows. Right. For rent, I could just take that HARP ad, pop it into a rental, and run it right in the rental section. Right. I'm not going to worry too much about Craigslist. That's working. In fact, it's getting agents listings, but much slower than knocking on doors and mail. So I want you to know this. When a prospect clicks on your ad, though, like one of these ads, right, or an ad like this, when they click on an ad like that, you got 3 seconds to capture their attention before they hit the back browser and they leave. Right? So the landing page that they land on, it's pretty critical. Right? They look at it and either take action and they respond and they with you, meaning here's my email address or I'm going to call you now, or they leave. Right. And so if you're going to think you're going to be playing around on the internet, you have to master that process or you're wasting your time on the internet. Right. So here's an ad, underwater, right? We may be able to help. The new HARP 2.0 program is tailored specifically to customers that may be drowning due to the troubled U.S. economy and or the reduced housing costs. Click below, right? Click. right? So what does an ideal landing page look like for this ad? Well, it looks like exactly what they want right away. It says, owe more than your home is worth, can't afford the payments. I'll help you refi under the government HARP 2.0 program and reduce your monthly payments by as much as 50% so you can keep your home for free. Right? And then it's not a short sale. That's me up there. I'm a realtor. You're on my realtor website, but you're on my HARP 2.0 Save Your Home page, right? Where you're meeting my mortgage guy who does HARP 2.0 refi loans, and they're free, and there's nothing to sell you. And you can push a video. Hi, folks, I'm Tom. Free, nothing to sell you. Help you save your home. I specialize in the HARP 2.0 thing. Give me a call. Here's my team. Right? Oh, that's easy. Free, nothing to sell us. I can meet the guy right here. That's cool. And if I find out from Tom, because Tom's going to feed me nutrient-rich information, Tom wants to qualify me. He wants to do the refi. Right? He's going to feed me the nutrient-rich information. As I feed on that stuff, as if I realize that, hey, I don't qualify for HARP 2.0 and Tom's educating me, right? And it's easy. I'll take that information from Tom. He's not trying to short sell me. As I feed on that nutrient-rich information, I'm going to morph right into a short sale salmon right in front of Tom. And then I'm going to say, oh, man, what do I do? And Tom's going to say, no problem. Don't be frightened. Call Chris, right? Chris can help you. He's a realtor, but he specializes in short sales, right? He's the one who sent you over here in the first. Oh, right. Tom endorses them to me. That's how I convert a loan mod minnow into a short sale salmon that comes swimming over to me saying, hey, we need your help, right? And so look at this. Bank of America pays up to $30,000 in relocation assistance to upside down and delinquent owners who short sale. How much will your lender pay? I'll help you stay in your home as long as possible and fight to get you as much cash as possible for your fresh start. And then the subhead says, if I can't help you save your home through a loan mod or HARP refi, I'll help you stay in your home as long as possible and get paid to move out with zero foreclosure. Get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Fighting Foreclosure. Why not give me your name and email address right now? Why not push the video and meet me? Right? And so this language here, it's the language. I could say this language at the front door. I could say it on a note. I could say it over the phone. I could write it as a headline on my website. Right. So 2014, develop new relationships and systematize the process for doing so. How do you do that? Join a meetup group or two, right? And do what they do every weekend with them. Systematize the process. Nurture your existing relationships and systematize the process. How do you do that? Have a newsletter that you can send out on the first of the month. Have it in your calendar to pick up the phone and start making the phone calls on the 14th through the 15th and the 16th. Now the phone calls are done over the course of 3 days. You make 7 or 8 a day. Not a big deal, right? Get a note, right? Have it on your calendar. I'm going to sit down and write a handwritten note. I'm going to photocopy it 30 times. I'm going to drop it in an envelope, and I'm going to mail it out to my center of influence. Right? Just systematize it. It's not hard. And then use smart dialogue, like save your home with HARP 2.0. Get a $30,000 fresh start. That's what I help people do, and my services are free. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right? Language. So successful entrepreneurs, right? They've got great ideas just like you, right? And in fact, there's not a whole lot of new ideas out there in terms of getting listings, right? Mail, door knock, open, not a lot of new ideas. What there is are agents who execute at a higher level than other agents. So successful entrepreneurs, they've got great ideas like everybody else, but they execute flawlessly, right? So if I'm walking, knocking, talking, hey folks, how's it going? My name's Chris Sylveta. I just wanted to give you a couple of these, put these in your hand, get out of here. Listen, this may or may not apply to you, but I bet you know somebody in our neighborhood who would love this information. Right? I help people save their homes and avoid foreclosure for free. Right? So if you know anybody in the neighborhood who's upside down on their home or their investment property, if maybe they got some renters in it right now, I can help them. And again, my service is completely free. Here you go. Hey, thanks for not keeping me a secret. Oh, see, that language at the front door is much more powerful than, hi, I'm Sally sells seashells by the seashore with C21 seashell, and I got a season schedule here for the San Diego Chargers. Would you like one? Not really. I don't really like the Chargers. Oh, but it's the only thing my title rep gave me to hand out. Okay, well, have a nice day. Bye. Right? There's ways to execute at a high level or not such a high level. Right? So when you think listings, don't think internet or postcards to strangers. Think relationships plus reminders equals referrals. Right? And relationships can be formed at the front door in 2 minutes. It's like converting strangers into non-strangers. That's the business you're in. It's like communicating to the people that you already have a relationship with, your center of influence. communicating to them masterfully and systematically and consistently, and then converting strangers into non-strangers. And you can do that by door knocking or cold calling or through the mail or through Meetup or through BNI network groups or a variety of ways, right? Because you're in the relationship business and you're constantly broadcasting a unique service offer through a smile and a beaming personality. And by the way, I listened to a really interesting interview the other day between some PhD rocket scientists who studied smiles. Seriously. And they found that smiling, if you smile, it doesn't matter if you're in a bad mood or not, but if you smile, it does something in your body, some hormone that they said is equivalent to getting like 2,000 bites of chocolate or something ridiculous, the joy factor that it goes off in the body. It's so good for you to smile. It's good for you. And they say not only that, it makes us more attractive to strangers. Like if you walk into Starbucks and you're in line, if you're smiling, people, not only do they see you as friendlier, more approachable and nice, but they see you as more capable and probably more intelligent. And all you have to do is smile. And so what they found, not kidding, this is truth. They took photographs. This is a long-term study of baseball players. I don't know why it was Major League Baseball players. Oh, yeah, when they were kids or something, but they took photos from like yearbooks and they said, look at the people who are smiling and the people who aren't, and they tracked them and they found that the people who had these big smiles when they were kids, they lived longer, like 6 or 7 years. Smilers just do better. So when you think listings, think relationships plus reminders equals referrals. And your job is to go get in the relationship business with a big smile on your face and broadcast a unique service offer that people go, oh, wow, I didn't know that about you. I just thought you were a realtor. Yeah, I'm going to tell my mom, hey, listen, I'm going to call my mom up. In fact, I'm going to get her on the phone right now. Right? And, you know how to leverage the moment. You say, hey, that's a good idea. Let me help you get her on the phone right now. In fact, let's do this. Right? You don't let that moment die. You add fuel to the fire. Let's go. Let's leverage this moment. So how are you reminding your center of influence, right, that you're in real estate and that you're good at helping people save their homes if they owe more than they're worth, and that if you can't help them save it, you can help them avoid a foreclosure through a short sale? How are you reminding people? How often are you reminding them? Right? Are you executing flawlessly at that process, or are you not even executing at all? Right? What's your unique service proposition? Is it, hey, I can help you guys. My service is completely free, and I can help you save your home, stay in it as long as possible. Right? Oh, right. And I'm not talking short, so I can help you guys stay in that home. Get paid to avoid. If I can't help you keep your home, I'm going to help you get paid to avoid foreclosure. Did you know Bank of America pays up to $45,000? They're not the only lender doing that. Citibank, Chase. I don't know who your lender is, but I'll fight like a pit bull to get you guys money if it's available, and a fresh start. No foreclosure. Right? Oh. Right. That kind of language. So Foreclosure Alternatives Advisor. That's a seal that I created. You guys can see it behind the text. It says Foreclosure Alternatives Advisor. And the reason I came up with Foreclosure Alternatives Advisor, a gold seal, and another one that says Certified Short Sale Advisor on it is because people don't know these acronyms like CDPE. What does that mean to anybody who's not a realtor? Nothing. What is that, a division of the IRS? CDPE. That sounds like the Cincinnati Police Department. Or what is that? Right. And I'll tell you what it is. It's something that you and I purchased and paid for. Oh, I'm going to be a CDPE. Well, what the hell? Why? Nobody even knows what it is. Yeah, but it cost me $900. Right. If you're going to give me a designation, at least say what it is on it. So when I show it to people, they go, oh, that's what that is. Right. Not a CRS. What the heck is a CRS? I don't know. I have no idea. Right? So execute your reminders. And when I say reminders, I said, how are you reminding the people in your center of influence that you're in real estate and that you can help people sell their homes if they know anybody? Right? You can help people purchase if they know people. How are you reminding people? So I said, execute your reminders, which include a powerful, unique service offer to your center of influence 3 times a month, and do it masterfully. Right? And that's good for 2 referrals a month minimum if you got 30 people. Right. So just execute the delivery of your unique service offer to strangers masterfully X amount of times per month, and you're going to get results. And the nice thing is this, as a marketer with a real estate license, if I say, okay, this is the dialogue I'm going to use, this is the number of doors I'm going to knock on, This is what I'm going to do when they don't open, and this is how many times a month I'm going to do that. Now I have context, right, that I can measure. So at the end of the month, I can say, okay, well, doing those 4 things resulted in 1 listing, 2 listing appointments, and 1 listing, right? I flubbed 1 of the listing appointments. So now I know if I just repeat that exact process, that's going to produce 2 listing appointments. If I get better on my listing appointments, that should be good for 2 listings, right? Which means if I double up on my efforts and double up, on the amount of doors, hey, that's 4 listings, right? So that's science. We have to be able to measure and keep it simple. Keep it simple. Having the right dialogue, that's simple. Knocking on a door, that's simple. Writing a note, that's simple. Following up, it's pretty simple, right? What's not simple is the new habit, right? That's the hard part. That's why people say, Chris, I don't want to create the new habit. It's too hard. I just want to write you a check. You do it. Let Joe Stumpf do it. Let Craig Proctor do it for me. Let somebody else do it for me. You can't, you guys, because they won't. They won't, right? And so in real estate, you wear 3 hats. You're a relationship manager, right? And if you've got a solid practice, you got a 6-figure income every year, doesn't matter what the economy's doing, you got nice business coming in all the time, right? A good, solid 6-figure income, right? It means you're highly skilled at nurturing your existing relationships and developing new ones, right? When you put on that relationship manager hat, you're good at it, and you wear it all the time. Right? You're also a marketer with a real estate license, right? You're committed to constant, never-ending learning in terms of better ways to communicate your message, and you're tracking and you're measuring your results, right? That's what the marketer in you has to do. And then you're also a friendly real estate professional. You're in real estate, and you've got superior knowledge of your local marketplace. You know what's happening nationally with mortgage interest rates and what's coming down the pike. You got a pretty good idea. And in terms of hot topic subjects like HAMP, HAFA, HARP 2.0, that's, you got to know about that stuff. You do, right? And you got people on your team, right? People on your team. Like my mortgage lender, is he really on my team? I don't know. But I tell people, hey, I got a guy on my team. He's the best guy in the county for getting people approved under HARP. Tom can help you. Oh, how do I connect with Tom? Well, he's on my team. Good thing you're talking to me. Go to my website to meet Tom, right? Don't go to Tom's website to meet Tom. Go to my website to meet Tom. He's on my team. So, top producer in a box formula: knock on doors, execute masterfully, deliver notes, execute masterfully. And listen, mail, the most effective mail is going to be a handwritten note on a piece of paper stuck in an envelope and with a handwritten address and a stamp. That'll get opened, right? And then when they open it up and they say, wow, this is a handwritten note, I'll read it. Unless you're writing by hand in like 6-point type and you wrote like 9 paragraphs and you took up the whole, then they're going to go, what? Right. But if you keep your message short, sweet, simple, and a business card thrown in there, they'll read it. 10 out of 10, they will open the envelope and they will read the message, right? And that's pretty high. That's pretty high delivery and open rate, 10 out of 10, right? So, again, top producer in a box: knock on doors, execute masterfully, deliver notes and letters, execute masterfully, do it right, like I just said. Right? And there's even better ways. You can test. You can say, hey, Chris, I got an envelope that looks like a birthday card came in it, more the square kind that's like yellow, and I folded the letter up and I stuck it in there with, and I got everybody open. Oh, great. That's smart. Right? Develop other new critical relationships. Think in terms of what kind of relationships would be smart. I could show you guys brilliant relations. Like there's one relationship that could be worth 20. Right? Who would that be? Who's that relationship that would be worth like 100 relationships? Well, let's say if your niche was divorce prospects, like if you had a series of letter campaigns, and you knew where to go get a list every month because it's free and easy, and a never-ending supply of people who are filing for divorce, and you knew where to get that list, and you had 4 simple letters that you could drop in the mail, letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4, it would behoove you to have a divorce attorney in your relationship somewhere, right? I'd tell you why, and I'd tell you how easy it would be to set it up. It's not hard. Right? So nurture your existing relationships, right? Have a newsletter. I'm telling you guys, a newsletter is the most powerful tool a realtor can ever own. It's like the Swiss Army knife of marketing tools for realtors. Newsletters. right? And then Hart Mortgage Partner, bankruptcy attorney, legitimate loan modification, fee-based legal assistance. Those are all the kind of people you want to have on your team, quote unquote. Like as a real estate professional, even when I was brand new in the business, I knew that. I had a team. Oh yeah, I was the Sylveta group. The Sylveta group, nobody ever asked, but if they did, who makes up the Sylveta group? Well, I got 2 brokers. I've got a transaction coordinator. I've been using, I don't know who I use for my termite. They got the big bumblebee on their car. I got a home inspector, Mike Ford. He's great. I've even got a handyman. I got a team. All together, we pretty much make up the Sylveta group. I got some mortgage broker guys that I refer my buyers to, right? So, we're the group. People come and go, right? That's my group, right? And so, my group can grow. Now, 18, monthly communication number 2. Remember I showed you, I said I had sent him a handwritten note? I'd send a newsletter and a handwritten note. What kind of handwritten note, Chris? Like what could you say? Hey friends, right now I'm working with some great buyer clients who are frustrated with the lack of inventory and the fierce competition for any decent 3-bedroom homes in San Diego under $550,000. I could really use your help finding inventory. I know you know someone who's either thinking about or planning on selling their home in the next 6 to 12 months, and I'm curious what we can do together to let them know about my services and how I can help, right? Also, I've got an amazing loss mitigation team behind me, so if they owe more than their home is worth and want to sell it for free to avoid a foreclosure, I can definitely help. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right? That's a pretty intentional, purposeful communication. What is it asking for? Listings. I'm not asking for buyers. I said I got a boatload of buyers. In fact, if you got somebody who wants to sell their house, I could probably marry them to one of my buyers and save them money in the process. It'd be really easy. Right? What can we do to connect me with the people that that might be thinking about selling? Pretty powerful little simple message, right? Easy. I got one for every month. Boom, boom, boom. I'm always raining messages on them to get them to think about me. Look up into your branches, apple tree, and listen for these kinds of conversations. When you hear them, this is what to do, right? Because I know how to orchestrate referrals. So the 3-50-30 formula. Here we go. Now you can see the math broken down, right? 3 communications to 50 people every 30 days. Asking for help in the right way, right? That's 2 referrals a month. Now, what kind of help did I just show you how to ask for the help you want? Listings. What you ask for is what you'll get, right? When you know how to ask, right? So are you asking 50 people a month 3 times for listings, right? In a way that they go, oh, this is cool. It's not like you're calling them up, breathing commission breath, asking, hey, do I need a listing? You're not doing that, right? A newsletter doesn't do that explicitly. It does it implicitly with the handwritten note that you put inside that I show you how to put inside your newsletter, right? So you're not explicitly asking 3 times for listings. You are explicitly asking 1 time on that note card, but in your phone call and your newsletter, that's just a touch and base. Hey, wanted to remind you, it's just, fun stuff. Here you go. You guys see how this works? So 3 communications a month to 50 people. Every 30 days. Newsletter, note card, phone call. Newsletter, note card, phone call. It's simple. Newsletter, note card, phone call. Right? And now you're orchestrating monthly referrals and you're going on listing appointments. Right? And now you say, hey, that's not keeping me busy enough. It's not hard to go newsletter, note card, phone call, Chris. It takes me not very long to send the newsletter out because it's already made. Right? The note card doesn't take long and the phone call doesn't take long. That leaves me with 24 days a month to twiddle my thumbs. What else could I do? Great. Go convert strangers into non-strangers. The most efficient way would be to knock on their door. The second most efficient way would be to target the group you want and send them letters. What kind of letters? I can show you. It's easy, right? And then that's what you do. And now you're making $100,000 plus a year in real estate, and it's not a problem, and you're having a good time doing it, right? So here's my Welcome Mat newsletter. I'm just going to zoom in on the bottom of, here's the May edition of the Welcome Mat in 2012. And you see, I've got a free book down here, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales, right? It's a book that I wrote. It positions me as a short sale guru. And it says, get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Just visit my website, right? Go over this good-looking newsletter, isn't it? Real estate website on there, sign on there. Yeah, visit my website for a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Learn how you can sell your house for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, and get your lender to pay all the sales costs for free. That's what it says. Go get a free copy. Right? That's pretty simple. So my newsletter lets people know, go to my website to get a free book. right? And then the purpose of my website is it's a place where people get a free book, right? And I don't even need SEO for that because my newsletter is telling my center of influence to go there. I don't care about SEO. Google doesn't need to find me. I'm sending this through my newsletter to my center of influence. They'll find it that way. Does that make sense? Okay, so friends, right now, look at this, foreclosure alternatives advisor. It's very clear what that means down there. Hey, he advises people on avoiding foreclosure. Not just short sell your house, not just a one-trick pony, right? So look at this. So here's the newsletter. Here's the other side, right? It's real simple. Down here, you guys can't see this, but it says get a free home value report. Again, go to my website, find out how much your home is worth in today's market. Right? Hey, you know friends who are upside down their home or property, you can help me help them. It's easy and free. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right? I'm broadcasting implicitly a message every single month to my center of influence. Right? It's really easy to send this out. I just put a mailing label on it and I mail it out. Right? So that's the implicit communication. Hey, send me referrals to the lifeblood of, of my business, and by the way, get a, find out how much your stuff is worth and get a free book. Right? It's fun. My newsletter is fun. It's not a commission-breathing tool, right? So, yeah, mailing label goes right there. We're going to scroll through this and 50/30 NOD system, right? So, establishing face-to-face contact and creating a relationship at the door by specifically targeting and not. Oh, this is great, you guys. Listen to this. I haven't looked at this little webinar in about 3 weeks, so this is kind of fresh to me too. Listen, I've gotten this information from Golden, Colorado, from Tampa, Florida, from Sacramento, California. I tie it all together. I go, wow, you said what he said, and what he said was what she said, and what she said. Hey, this makes sense, right? It's not just one person saying this works. This is realtors all across the country saying this is the numbers, right? So the 50/30 NOD system, 2 deals a month, right? This is door knocking. Right. I just showed you guys how to communicate to your center of influence for 2 deals a month. Right. I said you got 50 people in your center of influence who hear from you 3 times a month. Right. That's good for 2 deals. All right. Now you want another 2 deals, and now we're going to be at 8, right, or 4. So establishing face-to-face contact and creating a relationship at the door. This is a door knocking system by specifically targeting and knocking on the doors of 50 upside-down homeowners. Right. By visiting the property on average of 1 to 5 times. So let me break this down for you so it's much simpler. When you go door knocking, you're going to find that people aren't home, right? That's why I say on average it takes 1 to 5 visits to get the person face to face, right? And so here's what I've learned vicariously through agents, that agents who target, okay, here's my 50 list pendants, I'm going to go I'm going to take the month of November to knock on their door and meet them. And I'm going to have to go 1 to 5 times to meet them. But once I meet them all face-to-face and deliver my message, then I take them off my list. Right? Doing that is good for 2 listings a month. 50 people, 2 listings a month, but you got to talk to them. All right. Now, there's an easier way than having to go back out there 5 times, right? But you're going to have to mail. It means going out there the first time face-to-face and trying to get them face-to-face, right? If they're not there, you leave a note, and then you mail. Right, every 10 days, letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4, take them off your list. Right, but you see how it's just a numbers game. It's just a numbers game that's contingent upon your language. It's contingent upon your offer. It's contingent upon your personality. Right, but if your personality is good, right, and if your offer is good, then it's just a numbers game. Right? But the numbers game requires you having a habit. You have to have a habit of doing the numbers game. Right? If you can develop the habit of the numbers game and you can have a good personality and a good offer, you guys, now you're up to 4 listings a month. 4 over the course of 12, that's 48 months. And if you're leveraging that inventory properly, that's a lot more than that, right? Because the purpose of a listing is to get another one. How do you do that? Well, if I just listed a property, I would make a just listed flyer. Right? But I wouldn't make the fatal mistake of mailing it to anybody, because then I don't know if they got it or what they even did with it, and they never met me. Right? So if I just listed property, I would make a just listed flyer, and I would hand deliver it to properties all around my listing. Hi, my name's Chris Silveda with Keller Williams. I just listed a home down the street. I want to let you know all about it. It's a great chance for you guys to pick your new neighbors. Here you go. I'd meet them face to face. right? And then if I wanted to leverage that property even further, a week later, I'd be knocking on the door again. Hey, how's it going? It's me again, Chris Sylveta, Keller Williams. Listen, I'm holding the property that I just listed last week open this afternoon from noon to 3, and I'm going to have lemonade and hot dogs and stuff. Come on by and see what they did in the backyard. Here you go. Oh, okay. Right. And then 3 weeks later, I'm knocking on the door again. Hey, how's it going? And they go, hi, Chris. Now they know my name. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Hey, good. I want to let you know I sold the property. We had 19 offers on that thing. Can you believe 19 offers? Yeah, there's a great couple moving into it with 2 kids, and they've got a coolest dog. It's a Great Dane. His name is Max. You guys will love him. Nice family. Oh, wow, 19 offers. Huh? Yeah, thanks. Okay, Chris. Right. That's how you leverage your inventory. You meet all the neighborhood homeowners around it, and you win their hearts and minds as a professional real estate agent. Right? And then you find you get 1 or 2 listings from that listing. Oh, great, nice. Wow, that was fun and easy. Right? Leveraging. Right? I had a glowing personality, and I took my inventory and I leveraged it. I didn't waste the opportunity mailing stuff in the mail. Right? And by the way, in this economy, in this environment right now, you take a listing, hold that thing open every single day. You get the buyer, double down, double end that thing. You shouldn't be hard to do in this right now. Right? So I gave you guys some good ideas, right? I said you're in the relationship business. We really talked about leverage, right? And then I said tools for effective knocking. It's just your dialogue and your personality, right? Your dialogue skills are everything. And you're at your natural best when you're relaxed and you know what you're talking about. And you're focused on giving something of real value that you know they could use as opposed to getting something. Like if you go door knocking to get a listing, as opposed to give out information that helps people avoid foreclosure and save their homes for free. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. I bet you probably know people down at your church or your work who could use this information too. Can I leave you a few of these? Like if you go out doing that, you'll get a lot more than if you go out looking for a listing. Right? It all goes back to that natural, right? Having a real reason for being in this business. Right? If you go out there and you give it away in slices, it'll come back to you in loaves. Right? That's what my friend Mike Hardwick used to say down in Nashville, Tennessee, at all the Joe Stump seminars. He'd say, hey, Chris, think about it like this. It's like you got this wheelbarrow tied to you, right? And you just walking through the world handing out love. And you know what? Every once in a while, you look over your shoulder and you notice that wheelbarrow is starting to fill up, right? People, they'll take care of you. They'll take care of you, right? You don't worry about the getting, just focus on the giving, right? And then people, they'll take care of you. Right. So you have to have something to give. If you guys had something real good to give, and you do, right, I'm just saying go give it. Go give it. Go give them your great personality and your great words of advice. Go help. Right? They'll take it. They want it. Right? So 50 face-to-face introductions every 30 days, that's good for 2 listings a month. Right? 50 face-to-face introductions. I met 50 people behind their front door that are upside down in their house. I meet them every 30 days face-to-face, and I get 2 listings from that. Right? Listing behind every, there's a listing behind every 25th door, right, with my great personality, right? That's not bad. So be a foreclosure alternatives advisor who helps people save their homes and avoid foreclosure through free government, programs, including HAMP, HARP, HAFA, right? And then people, they want to listen to you, right? That's a business card. Now, you could, if you're with Prudential, like Susan right there, you could have your big Prudential boulder on the other side. You could tell people, hey, if you want to see a rock, turn my card over. If you're with Remax, you could say, hey, if you guys want to see a hot air balloon, turn the card over. But you know what? They don't. They don't. This side says you could sell your home for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, and get your lender to pay all the sales costs for free. Let me show you how. Get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Just go visit my website. I'm a certified short sale advisor. Oh. That's pretty clear, right? Hey, can I give you guys a few of these and ask you to think about who you might know at your work, your church, your place of employment, maybe some people here in the neighborhood, right? My service is completely free. If I can't help them save their home through a loan modification, right, I can help them stay there as long as possible and possibly get paid thousands, right, for a fresh start with no foreclosure. Thank you. Oh, wow. Right. That's dialogue. That's a tool. It's a business card. It's not any more expensive than any other business card. I get 1,000 of them in 4 colors shipped to my front door for $47. It's not a more expensive business card. It's just a better business card. Leverage, right? Smartly designed. I had to write a book, right? That wasn't easy. But now it's done. It's done. Now it's easy because the book's done. right? So look at this. There's my book. It says, learn how you can sell your home for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, get them to pay all the sales costs for free. Right? Comprehensive guide to help you avoid foreclosure using a real estate short sale. And when you read my book, you'll know that I'm a short sale guru and I know what I'm doing, and you're going to want me on your team because you're going to like my personality too. You're going to say, why would we go interview anybody else? This is our guy. In fact, I'm going to forward this copy of this book to other people that I know. It's an ebook. I can just forward it to my sister. Right? And so what I've done, you guys, I've created a system for realtors that, here's your book. Now you're the author. Here's your book. Right? I'll make you the author of the Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Right? And I'll make you the author of the Homeowner's Guide to Fighting Foreclosure, tips, tools, and tactics for battling your bank. Right? I'll give you a bunch of Harp 2.0 Craigslist ads. Right? And stealth websites. Right? And squeeze pages. Right? Listen to this language. Can I give you a few of my cards and ask you to think about who you know that could use this information? That's pretty simple, right? Look at this look at this, talk about an intentional, I call this a note card, right? Editable note cards, leave behind tools. Chris, what will you do? I could pop in my prospect's name when they come home. Dan, what will you do? Let the bank foreclose and sell to the highest bidder, or avoid foreclosure with a no-cost short sale, save your credit, collect a $3,000 move-out allowance, and do your neighbors a big favor by not allowing another unnecessary foreclosure to further erode their home's values. Doing the smart thing is easy with expert help. Take action now before it's too late. Learn how I helped our neighbors avoid foreclosure for free in my brief video made just for you. Watch now, howihelporlando.com. Like, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, okay. Then what if I went over to a little squeeze page? Well, what if I went to How I Help Orlando and I saw this? Watch my 2-minute video and learn how I'm helping my Orlando neighbors save their homes and avoid foreclosure for free. And they watch the video. Hi, get a free copy of my book. Right? This is just a little squeeze page, right? Driven from a postcard or a note card to a squeeze. Oh, right. That makes a lot more sense. That's an easier process, right? So system 1 that I showed you guys was 3 purposeful communications every 30 days to 50 people on your A team. That's good for 2 deals, right? 3 to 50 every 30. Right. System number 2, I said create a face-to-face relationship with 50 underwater homeowners every 30 days. Have a good, unique, service offer and a great personality. You're going to get another 2 listings, right? And then formula number 3, concentrated leverage, right? When you get those listings, you have to go knock on 100 doors around your listing. Hi, I'm Sally Sells Seashores, and I'm about to sell another one right down the street. Here you go. But you got to hand out that thing and meet the people, and then you got to hold it open. You got to go meet them again, and then when you sell it, you got to go meet them again, right? That's the purpose of your listing. It's to get another one from the neighborhood. So I just gave you guys 3 powerful ideas, right, that don't cost money. I mean, if you don't have a newsletter, you can make one. You probably have to go buy one, but they're not super expensive. I think they're more than you need to pay for them. They're out there, but you can get good deals, right? So concentrated leverage, by the way, just begins by understanding, again, the purpose of a listing is to get another one. Every buyer prospect is a portal to a whole bunch of relationships that you don't yet have. That's why you got to have a newsletter. You get your buyers. You close escrow, okay. It's not like, okay, nice to see you. Have a great life. Enjoy your house. You can't do that. You've got to say, man, I'm so glad you guys, we scored on this house. I can't wait to help you guys in 6 or 7 or 8 years when you're ready to sell this thing and move up into a bigger one. Yeah. Right. And then you put them on your newsletter list and they're hearing from you every month. Hey, there's our realtor. Right? You're their realtor. They're going to refer people to you. If you do that, if you don't, they don't. Right? So drill down into every buyer prospect for a minimum, right? Get a referral during the process, right? Immediately add all new buyer prospects to your monthly newsletter list, right? Leverage their relationships. Right? Hey, can I give you guys a few of my cards and ask you to think about who you know? Wow, what's this? Hey, thanks for asking. It's a book I put together. It doesn't apply to you, but I know you know people who'd love to have this information. It'll help them save their home for free. What? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give this to my mom. Right? You guys see how dialogue? It's the dialogue. I could just say, oh, it's just my card, or I could add some beautiful dialogue to it and sell it. Right? So leverage your listings. Again, the purpose of listing is to get another one. Right? And you leverage your inventory through, by the way, the Take One box, right? The Take One box with a purposeful communication, right, on the reverse side of your property flyer. Because the Take One box, when you guys list a property, it's like a salt lick. All the neighborhood homeowners, they're deer. They come over there at some point and they lick a flyer right out of the box. That's what they do. Right? And if they're going to do that, why not put something on that flyer that when they turn it over, they say, wow, look at this realtor. Hey, did you know we can go over to his website and get a free copy of his book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales? He appears to be a guru. Right? I mean, you could do that or you could not. Right? Open house events. Right? Invite 100 of the neighbors, stage to engage. I see these open houses all the time. I walk through as a realtor. I don't let them know I'm a realtor. I walk through and I see it's like, really? Really? Of course I'm going to treat you like the swine flu and ignore you. You don't open yourself up to engagement, right? What do you mean? Here's what I mean. If you had an open house and people walk through the front door and there's a whiteboard up on a big tripod and it said, ask me about blah, 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 well, people might start asking you about something. They might say, hi, hey, da-da-da-da-da, question mark, right? And now everybody who walks through the front door, now they're engaging with you. They're not treating you like you have the swine flu. Hey, ask me about a free list of. Ask me about this, right? Why not have some nice coffee brewing and some cinnamon rolls so the house smells great, there's some jazz music going, and something to offer them so that you can engage with them if they don't immediately engage with you. Hey, folks, how are you? Come on in. Hey, listen, can I pour you a little cup of coffee or a tea? We've got some, and show you the backyard with it. Oh, wow, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Right? Stage your open house for engagement. Don't let people just come in and treat you like you got the swine flu and avoid you. Oh, we're just here looking, and they don't even talk to you. Would you sign? No. Don't do that. Have a personality that makes people go, oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, thanks. Hey, what is this list you're offering here? Boy, the coffee smells good. Right? You create the environment, and you do it with your personality, right? And then the thing between your ears. Right? Just listed, just sold, hand deliver it. Right? The purpose of a listing is such a beautiful opportunity to go. It gives you a reason to knock on doors. Right? It's like, you think about it. The fire department, no problem knocking on your door. Police department, no problem. They'll knock on your door at 3 a.m. They don't care. Yeah, aren't you afraid you're going to wake them up? I don't care. I'm going to use my stick. Bam, bam, bam. Wake up. You come running to the front door. Who the heck? Oh, it's the police. Hi, can I help you? Yeah, we're looking for a lost dog. Have you seen it? You're going to be like, no, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, sorry. They don't care. Right? Fire department, they don't care either. Postal office, they don't care either. They'll walk right up. Right? And if you're a real estate agent who just listed a house down the street, you shouldn't care either because they want to know. They want to know. And if you're not out there meeting them face to face and telling them about it, that's you doing a disservice to you, just so you know. Right? Okay. So enough said there. So your flyer box, remember it's a salt lick, and here comes the deer. What are you going to put on the back of it? Here's a letter. This one says, here's how you can sell your home for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, and get your lender to pay all the sales costs for free. Why not get a free copy of my book? Just log on to my website. Right? So that's called leveraging that flyer box right there. Leverage. Right? Closer look at that. Right. So again, 3 purposeful communications, 50 advocates every 30 days, letting them know how you help people. That's good for 2 deals a month. 50 new face-to-face relationships every 30 days with underwater homeowners. That's good for 2 listings a month. Right? Applying concentrated leverage to those 4 transactions, that's good for another 1 or 2 deals a month. Right? And so far, you haven't had to sign up for Craig Proctor, Joe Stump, Brian Buffini, Howard Brenton, CD, anybody. Right? You're just doing these things that I'm showing you. You do need a newsletter. You need a newsletter. And you might want some of these business cards and some of these other tools. Right? You might. So if you have questions about anything we covered today, you want to know about more what I'm doing over at Simple Listing Solutions, how I can help you make 2014 killer. I mean, just make it your best year ever for less than a tank of gas every month. Right? Less than a tank of gas. I'm on your team. Right? I'll bring you tools, all these tools, and tools I haven't shown you anything. I haven't shown you anything. Let's take a look at a couple things here real quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go have a rocking day. Here's a website that I put together. It's called a stealth website. Okay. Of course, it's got IDX. You can search the MLS. Right? Not a problem. I think I just changed this to say San Diego. Let's reload here and see if I did this. Yeah. It'll say underwater on your, I think I changed this. Safety Harbor. That's in Florida. Yeah. So this headline here says, if you owe more than your San Diego home or investment property is worth and can't afford the payments, I'll help you save it or get paid to avoid foreclosure through free government refi, loan mod, and short sale programs. Right? Get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. What's a short sale? Why would my lender accept less than is owed? How will I qualify? And all that good stuff. Get my book. Meet me. Listen to me. Don't be afraid to call once you meet me and listen to me. You won't be afraid to call. You'll see that I'm just like you. right? Only I can help you get up to $45,000 from Bank of America, perhaps, if they're your lender. And if they're not, your lender might cough up some money too. I'm going to see if I can go after it, right? And by the way, real estate divorce advisor, let's take a look at that. The house after divorce, what will you do, right? Here's my divorce attorney. Here's my real estate divorce advisor certification down here. And here's my letter telling people why they want to have somebody like me on their team. And by the way, probate, right? Here's my different options for selling your probated property and why you want to have somebody like me on your team, right? Get $45,000 to short sell your home. Did you know Bank of America pays up to $45,000 relocation assistance? If there's money available for you, I'm going to help you go get it. I'll fight like a pit bull to get it for you, right? Deficiency judgments, deed in lieu, half a short sales, HARP 2.0 loan modification, right? Want help with your loan modification? Go talk to Tom, right? Free attorney consult, right? So this is a website, right? This is a website. I include this website with the newsletter that I give you for less than a tank of gas, right? By the way, this is a squeeze page. It's a landing page, right? It says, Dear Neighbor, there's a video right here. It says, you're about to discover how you can sell your home at its current market value, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, know your lender, absolutely nothing, for free. Watch the video and then read the letter. I call this the listing getter letter, right? For valuable information, is a free, zero obligation over the phone consultation where you'll discover quickly and easily exactly what to do in your particular situation. Just call my toll-free number, right? Listening to this message, you'll discover all these things. Take this simple 1-minute quick qualifier, see if you qualify for half a short sale of $3,000 or $4,000 now. Is yours a recourse loan or a non-recourse loan? You better know the difference, right? So this letter covers a bunch of stuff, and by the way, there's my book. Right? And in this powerful one-of-a-kind guide, you'll learn childishly simple step-by-step instructions for short selling your home, made so clear you could do it without an agent if you prefer to go that route. Right? You'll receive sample distress letters and the financial worksheets you're going to require should you decide to attempt a real estate short sale. You'll get the 8 crucial steps that must be taken. Right? Why choosing the wrong buyer can kill your chances. Exactly what the banks want to see. How to determine if your real estate agent doesn't have a clue. You'll discover the key criteria banks look for. Right? You'll learn the method you should be using to get a proper valuation. You'll learn the secret technique myself and a few other top producers use to sell homes for above the asking price in any market. Right? How to get a team of experts to handle the entire process for you at zero cost. Right? The 4 key questions all asset managers need answers to in order to approve any short offer on your home, and a boatload more. Right? Get all this for free. So this is my squeeze page. Very sincerely, Chris Silveda, right? Certified Short Sale Advisor. P.S. with a bunch of testimonials. Right? So this is called the listing getter letter, and this is a website, right? And you can have both of them for less than a tank of gas every month, and so much more. Because if you're an agent using this website, look what you could do. You could come over here to Simple Listing Solutions. You could log into your back office, right? Where there's a CRM and a lead center, right? Automated drip campaigns, all built in, working for you, doing magic. Newsletters, Craigslist ads, postcards, door hangers, all kinds of tools, right? So you just log into your back office and you can check your leads, right? You can see that they're all getting dripped on, and you can see what they opted in for, the short sale book or the fight foreclosure book or a free home value report, right? That all happens from the back office, right? You could also come in your back office and just download your newsletter every month. It's so easy to just click, print, send, right? So like the November edition, let's look at the Halloween edition, 11 by 17. Then we'll look at November, right? This is how easy. I don't have to create it. I don't have to do anything. I just have to open it and print it and mail it, right? Doesn't get any easier than that. And I guarantee you guys can look for years and you won't find a better looking or better newsletter on the market. Check this out, the welcome mat. All right, I'll open this up full screen here. All right, so what we're looking at here is the cover page and the back page, and here's the inside pages, right? This is the October edition of the welcome mat, and what you're going to see right down here is get a free home value report, get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. I help people save their homes for free, right? I put a mailing label right here, boom, boom, boom. This thing with 2 folds, it goes out in the mail the size of a postcard, right? The size of a postcard. But before I send it out to my center of influence from the Chris Silveda team, you know what I do is I insert something to the inside of it before I fold it up. So my newsletter, which is highly entertaining and readable all by itself, right? Here's the inside pages again, is also a delivery vehicle for a message that I'm going to send to people. I'm going to send them a handwritten letter or a note inside of every newsletter, every month when my newsletter goes out, right? So where would I send them? What would I say, Chris? Well, you could go over to the letter library, right? You could go over to Center of Influence, and let's look at Center of Influence letter number 3. Right. You could just say, you know what, I'm just going to print this out on my own letterhead, Chris, and I'm just going to stick it in my newsletter this month, and I'm going to send it out to my apple orchard for referrals. Right. I don't need to recreate the wheel. I'm just going to copy the letter you wrote. Right. I'm just going to copy it on my own letterhead. Right. This one says, dear friends, I recently helped a really neat couple sell their home of 35 years, and it wasn't easy. They had an older 2-story home on a large tree-covered lot where they'd obviously developed lots of fond memories together over the years, and they really didn't want to move. Their problem was that the property was getting harder and harder to maintain, and they found themselves living mostly downstairs as they grew tired of the daily climbs. Right? They're now comfortable and cozy in a lovely single-level home with a fantastic garden and a tidy, manicured front yard that's easy for Jim to keep up with. I can help anybody you know in a similar situation do the same thing, so thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right? I can just stick that right inside my newsletter, send it out to my Center of Influence for the month of October. Right? Not hard. Right. Oh, November. Well, we're already into November, so I could just click download the monthly newsletter, right? And I could go to download November. Let's see what the November edition of the Welcome Mat looks like. Because the Welcome Mat newsletter, my own customizable, personalizable one, it arrives in my back office on the 20th every month. So I've got 10 days to get it out. Right. So here's the November edition of the Welcome Mat from the Chris Sylveta team. Again, get a free copy, right? Free home value report. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. And I just put a mailing label right here, drop it in the mail. Right. Now I could do things to this. I could make this person be me forever, or I could just let it rotate every month, because we'll do that for you. I could remove this section and put something else there if I wanted to. I give some guys some real good ideas about that. I could change my book offer here to the blue book, the Homeowner's Guide to Battling Your Bank, or I've got another report called 10 Tips for Getting Top Dollar in a Hot Market. Right? You could have that right here, right? If you don't have a short sale market. So you could change your offer, right? It's really easy. Here's the November edition. This is cool. Let's look at the inside pages. Right? So there's the Welcome Mat, right, for November. Right? And so as an agent, it's really easy. You just open it up, put in your photo, one time, and then it's done forever. Right? Every month your newsletter just arrives in your back office, right? Your back office to this system, this website, right, with a built-in CRM. And this is where you could come into your back office and you could download tools. Right? You could say, okay, I'm going to get my business cards printed up, so I'm going to download the business card that Chris made for me, right? Write it out of my back office. Right? Let's look at the business card. Just hanging out waiting for you. Right? So there's a closer look at that business card. Right? You can sell your home for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure. It's print ready, camera ready, ready to go to the printer. Right? Same thing from your back office. You could say, hey, I'm going to download that flyer or that letter. I'm going to put on the reverse side of my property flyers, and I'm going to do a little direct mail campaign with this thing. Chris is going to help me understand how to send this thing out through the mail. Right? Here's the letter. It's a press release. Right? Get a free copy or a $37 ebook for a limited time. Just log on. Right? Just log on to experthomeassist.com and go get a free copy. Right? So there's where those tools exist, and a bunch more. Right? Download the ebook. The ebook is right here. You can have it in Spanish too. There's the Fight Foreclosure book. There's the Top Dollar report. Right? Download the customized Top Dollar report. Now, if I wanted to change that offer on my website, like right here, like if I wanted to change the book offer on my website, it's not hard to do. I can do everything from my back office. I can click here where it says Edit Site Settings, and I could say Homepage Book Offer, and I could just change it. What book do I want to be on the homepage? Right? I could change my brokerage. What brokerage do I want to be today? Right? I could change the color of my website. I could add IDX. I could put in a bunch of keywords. There's nothing I can't do to my stealth website, including move. I can say I don't want to work in San Diego anymore. I'm moving to Florida. Right? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to customize my website content. I'm going to go edit that homepage. Right? And I'm going to say I don't work in San Diego anymore because I just moved. Right? I don't need to know HTML computer programming. If I can work in a Microsoft Word document, I can do this. I'm just going to change this to Orlando. Right? If you owe more than your Orlando home, submit. So now let's go back over to here, my website, and just refresh. Right, refresh. And you're going to see Orlando. I'm no longer working in San Diego. I just moved. right? So, and by the way, let me show you a couple more things I can do. I can come back here and say, hey, I want to do some other business, right? I want to do some other business. So I'm going to go over here to Customize Website Menu, and I've got some other pages I'm going to add to my website, like Sue Your Lender, right? I'll put that right above Real Estate Divorce Advisor. And how about a free list of 55 plus communities? I can put that down here underneath Home Value Calculator. And I'm going to become a probate help person too. And I'm also going to become a real estate divorce specialist, just like Chris. I'm going to put that over there, and I'm just going to click Save Changes, right? And now when I go back to my website and reload, I just added a bunch more pages to my website, right? Free list of 55 communities, Sue Your Lender. Pages are already done, right? And by the way, I can convert this website when I'm ready to, because when all the short sales go away, and my market changes and it's just a regular hot market with full of equity listings, I can change my website. And I'm not going to be such a short sale related guru anymore, right? This website says now you can rest assured your 4S Ranch home sells for top dollar with a powerful marketing strategy designed for markets just like the one we're in right now. I'm not even a short sale guru anymore. All I have to do is push a button, right? And now I'm targeting a farm area. Forest Ranch Homeowner Services, Forest Ranch Nosy Neighbors, Forest Ranch Expired Listings, Forest Ranch Sales, Recent Forest Ranch Sales, Forest Ranch For Sale by Owners, right? Real Estate Divorce, Probate Help, Search for Homes, right? Executive Home Rentals, Find My Del Mar. I can do whatever I want. I can make billions of pages if I chose to. Now I'm going to close this up with you guys right now, but before I do that, I want to introduce you to Rick Deese out in Michigan. He's a RE/MAX agent. Right, he's with RE/MAX Advisors in Macomb County, and Rick is really good at listing short sales. He's really good at listing probate. He's really good at listing divorce prospects. I'm doing it through the mail, doing it with these tools, I'm doing it with my ideas, right? And you can see he's built all kinds of pages, right? All kinds of pages. It's easy with these stealth websites. You can build any page you want. Insert as many videos, as many photos as you want, and when your prospects come over here, they can translate your website into whatever language they speak, right? So I haven't even shown you guys 50% of what's in this stealth toolbox. I call it the stealth system, right? But I am showing you what we do at Simple Listing Solutions, right? What I do at Simple Listing Solutions is I help real estate agents get short sale listings, divorce listings, probate listings, FSBO listings, help them work a farm area, right? Listings, and keeping it simple, keeping it simple. You want letters? I got the letters. You want the website? I got the website. You want squeeze pages? I got the squeeze pages, right? You want the ebooks? I got the ebooks. You want the free reports? You want the PowerPoint presentations? You want the business cards, the door hangers? I got them. You want the Craigslist ads? I got them, right? You want the designations? I got those too, right? All for less than a tank of gas. All for less than a tank of gas. That's what we're doing over here at Simple Listing Solutions. So I'm glad that you were here today. I hope you got some great value. I went longer than I promised you that I would. I apologize for that, but we covered some good stuff. If you want to take advantage of these tools and these systems over here, I would highly invite you to join. I'll come on to your team and I'll get this stuff set up. I'll get on the phone with you and I'll show you how it all works. I'll introduce you to Dave, your IT support, and we'll show you how to stay in touch with us and make it work. Right? You won't get lost. Right? And I'll even show you how to save some money because there's a setup fee. So if you came over here to simplelistingsolutions.com and said, Chris, I'm going to sign up, you'd see that there's a one-time setup fee of $600, right? Except I'm going to give you guys a nice significant discount code, a nice one off of that, if you call me first, because I'd like to actually meet you and talk to you before you sign up and find out where you are in the world and how long you've been in real estate, and whether or not you're close to somebody else using the system, because if you are, I'm going to say sorry, right? But odds are you're not, right? A couple hundred agents using this stuff nationwide. Probably elbow room for you in your market. But I'd like to know you before you sign up. You can just come over here and give me a $597 one-time setup fee, or you can call the toll-free number and leave me a message and I'll call you back. I'll call you back today. We can get connected, right? And then I'll answer any questions you might have. And I'll give you a real healthy discount off this one-time setup fee, right? And I can even break it up into a couple payments, make it super simple for you, right? So if you have an interest in doing that, check us out at simplelistingsolutions.com and give us a call, and you'll hear back from me personally. And thanks for your time today. I hope you got some great ideas. Go do good work. Bye.